Hey everybody, it's Aaron Hilliard from Mushroom Wonderland. It is a dark, gloomy, beautiful, rainy day in the Pacific Northwest in mid-November. And I'm seeing reports of Matsutake everywhere online, so I know where a patch of them are. So come with me into the forest to discover Matsutake, get home, see how we can cook these up on this episode of Mushroom Wonderland.
Welcome to Mushroom Wonderland.
Oh yeah, it's mid-November in Washington, just dark and rainy, but this is what I was hoping to find. I came out here to this spot I know, and let's see what we got. Pull it up from the bottom. Beautiful Matsutake. So this is Tricholoma murrillanum, and here's another one, and they're beautiful. Let me get all the way under there. Nice. Number 1 button. These are super tight and amazing. And yeah, I like to just replace the little divots where they come from as if nothing ever happened. But yeah, they always have this gray sandy soil on the base right there. That's one tell. It's got this tan mottling below the ring. So it's got this ring or annulus. The partial veil we call it. It's where the cap rips away from the stem. See that? White gills. And then kind of like tan mottling on top. So these are highly revered in Japanese cooking, and people just love finding them. They do have a very unique scent. They're like musty and spicy. They really smell super good. So always excited to find Matsutake. Very nice. Now when I see a couple, that's when I slow down and I look around and I start to see more buttons. Look at that. Prime number 1 button. What a beautiful specimen. I would have easily overlooked that. And so yeah, take a look around where you're finding them. This patch comes back every year. So, you know, Matsutake are like that. They're mycorrhizal. They live in with the trees here. And they just come back in the same spot basically every year. And so go back and scout these areas out. This one is a Russell abrevipes. It's a look-alike. But, you know, this whole area is good habitat for Matsutake. They like the Western Hemlock and the Douglas fir. I also have a Hypholoma capnoides in the basket, if you're wondering. This is related to the sulfur tuft, but it's actually a good edible. I'm just collecting these for microscopy and send them in for DNA. But you know, this is the perfect habitat for Matsutake. We got salal and Doug fir, Western Hemlock, and a lot of rain. They like it a little bit cooler and really rainy. I honestly love foraging on cold, dark, rainy days because there's nobody else out here. It's like completely desolate on the trails. Beautiful northwest in the autumn. It's just damp and cold and raining all day. The last couple days it's done nothing but rain. So we're getting towards the end of mushroom season. Even if it doesn't freeze really hard, a lot of the mushrooms will have just fruited and then they just go to mush. So better get out there while the getting is good. This one all scaly. Let's get under here. Look at that. Number 1, pristine button. That's amazing. Right here we see some white, but it's the dang Russell abrevipes. They grow right around each other, but man, that was a big old notcher. And look at that gray sand all in there. The happy mushroom. Boom, that's the biggest one. All right, we got some pristine Matsutake. Pretty excited about that. So gonna head on home and let's see what we can do with these things. Look at these pristine Matsutake. I got them home. I just kind of sprayed them off in the sink. No different than the heavy rain that's been happening all day. And I'm ready to prepare them in a couple of different ways. All right, we're gonna start with just a little bit of rice vinegar. About a 1/4 cup of rice vinegar. Put in a few tablespoons of oyster sauce, about a tablespoon of garlic, because I love garlic. We're gonna put in a couple tablespoons of soy sauce, about a tablespoon of red pepper flakes, I like it spicy, and a few shots of toasted sesame oil. I'm gonna whisk all of this together. I'm gonna take this nice matsutake, and I'm gonna cut this sandy little base off. They have a nice squeak when you cut them. Make sure you get all the sand and grit off of it, and some nice slices, a little thicker than a 1/4 inch. There we go, nice slices of matsutake. They're gonna go right into our marinade and let them soak for a while, maybe 15 minutes or 30 minutes. You could leave them in longer, but I don't want to mask too much of the matsutake flavor. And this is a really traditional way to do it. You just wash some white rice. I'm going to take this pristine #1 matsutake button. I'm going to slice this real nice and thin. And now I'm going to just layer it onto my rice. Very simple. I use some filtered water and I fill it up to the #1 line. And hit start. That's about as simple as that gets. I'll put a little bit of foil on a pan. And then we can lay our mushroom pieces out on here. Throw these under the broiler. I'm just going to take the rest of my marinade and I'm going to go ahead and put it on heat and let it reduce down into a sauce. I'm also going to sear some nice top sirloins to go with my dinner tonight. It's hard to explain how good it smells in this kitchen right now. It smells so good in such a short period of time. That sweet, sticky matsutake pepper sesame sauce smells so good. Here's your super traditional matsutake rice. Here's our sauce. Nice piece of steak. I'm going to put some of the steak drippings right onto the mushrooms. Just a touch of soy sauce to our rice and matsutake. All right, here goes nothing. We're going to try out the rice first with the steamed matsutake. So good. It puts like a lot of aromatic flavor into the rice. So all of the rice tastes like matsutake. So delicious. I try not to overdo it. It can get a little bit overwhelming if you put too many mushrooms in. So I like just a little bit and then just simple with soy sauce. So good. The mushrooms themselves have a really nice bite to them. They have a really great texture, almost squeaky when you bite them. That's really excellent. And let's try some of our marinated matsutake. Ooh, they already have a sweet thing going on. Ooh, and those are pretty spicy, but the sesame lends so well to it. It's just an explosion of sweet, hot, mushroomy goodness. Oh my gosh. Seriously, this is like one of the best mushroom dishes I've had in a while, is making this marinade and then getting that nice char on them. It's just sweetness and caramelization and spiciness from that sauce. So good. And then of course, I'm gonna try a little bit of the steak with the matsutake marinade. How could you go wrong?
All right, so y'all saw it here. This is like one of the best ways to cook matsutake. Well, a couple of the best ways, either steamed on rice with soy sauce, really simple, or a spicy sweet marinade, and then served with steak. How could you go wrong? So thanks for joining me on this episode. Hope you get out there, find some pine mushrooms, some matsutake of your own. Put it in the comments how you like to cook them, and we'll see you on the next episode. Much love, everyone. Peace out.